Hi, everyone. Karma O'Sullivan here, Heart to Heart Medium, and my podcast is back. I invited my friend and associate in teaching, Sher Stalie. And I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about our heart class, which is Awakening the Heart's Journey. We're going to be doing a class, I need to look at the dates, January 21st and 22nd. It's going to be a weekend workshop, and it's going to be a small class. It'll be very intimate. But right now, I want to tell you a little bit about my friend Sher, who helps me teach the intuitive training and the heart. She is an intuitive medium. She's also a quantum healing teacher and master. And she has amazing gifts. She's also an artist. So she does healing art work to help kids and adults, to help bring healing through the creative hand movement of painting, drawing, etc. She's been in the business professionally for 5 years, but she's been doing it a lot longer. She'll tell you about that. So with that, I'd like to introduce Sher and let her tell you a little bit more about herself. Sher?
Thank you. So first of all, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I absolutely love working with Carm. She's so much fun. We love doing this together.
We do. And by the way, I call her Sher, but everybody else calls her Sher.
Yes.
So I just need to clean that up a little bit.
So just a little bit more about myself. I moved to Colorado in 1997. So I've been here about 26 years. I'm from the Northern Bay Area. And that's kind of where I started this journey.
Yeah.
However, I have a fun story to tell about that because I was working in high tech. I've been in high tech forever up until just a few years back. And I literally was talking to a woman in the hallway and all of a sudden started to know everything about her. All these downloads were coming in. Like I knew her names of people and all kinds of stuff in her family. And she was looking at me and her mouth kept opening. I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, you know? And so I said, but I got goosebumps. So that's kind of validation, I believe, because I didn't really know what that meant back then. And because this is back in the 80s. And so I got done talking to her and I was like, oh yeah, no way. This is not happening. Went outside in the parking lot of where I worked, put my hands up in the air and looked up. I don't know who I was talking to, but I said, no way, take it back. And they took it back. I mean, like it truly went away in that same second.
I love that story.
I mean, it was so quick how fast it left as much as it came in. And so basically it came back when I first moved to Colorado and I was thrown from a horse and I got hurt pretty badly. And they just wanted to pump me full of pain meds.
No,
it just really wasn't working for me. I had a pretty high level job at that point and with global responsibilities, and there was no way on the meds that I could do my job. So that's when I found Reiki. Mm-hmm. And in my very first Reiki 1 class, which was about 10, 12 years ago, I saw dead people after my first attunement. So it all came back. So it was like, okay,
fast and furious.
I'm ready. I'll do it now. So that's kind of how that started.
I love that because everybody gets awakened and sometimes it's not timing for you. You've not agreed to that moment, but
no, I wasn't.
I think it was just kind of maybe a hint at what you were going to do in the future, don't you think?
I think so too. I was a single mom. There was just no way.
No, I could understand that. With that, I decided to work with Sher. I met Sher probably about 8 or 9 years ago when you took the Reiki class through Michelle Masheri, who I've done a podcast with. And we just became fast friends because we love to play tennis. Both of us at one point in life we did.
Now pickleball.
And the other thing too is we are both from California and we talk the same vibe. So don't live there anymore. Love to visit. Maybe not go back here for a while. But long story short, we just have a nice flow pattern and we're 2 different types of teachers, which brings a really unique experience to the students. So they get 2 different types of people and they get 2 different types of opinions, which sometimes we all agree to disagree.
Yes.
Which I love.
Energy.
Our energy. Yeah. And so we have fun along the way. So Sher and I, when we first started, I wanted to talk about a heart class because I think we need to live in the heart center. and be more conscious of the heart and more out of our fear and ego and live right here. So I invited Sherry because she's a master genius in doing graphics, because that's what you did for a living. And we've been collaborating for about 2 years on this project, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we already had one class, which I thought went really well. Don't you think?
It went really well. Actually, the girls are still talking.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say girls.
Well, we feel like they're girls.
Yeah. Our class, we do a circle class after we finish this 2-day class that we do. And they are all on the same text. And they still text each other, and we talk about things that are going on in their life. And we all do intentional prayer with them when they're needing it, just to stay in that heart space.
Well, and what it creates is a tribe. And I think a lot of people are missing a tribe of like-minded people who are positive, upbeat, and they may come in as strangers, but when they leave our class, they go home as sisters almost, it feels like, and caring.
Yes.
Because it's a very intimate class. I hold it at my house because I believe it should be at a warm, cozy location, not an office. And it is. And it really brings together a bond and a support system. And we all can relate to each other's challenges, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
So,
well, and everybody starts to look at things in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, when we go through the class and we teach certain tools to be able to survive in this world that we live in today.
And it's hard right now.
And it's really hard.
It's really hard. And, you know.
So they are all on the same page.
Yeah.
And they're all talking the same lingo, which makes them even a closer knit tribe.
And what's fun too, it's all different ages, all different walks of life, all different professional and unprofessional. I don't even know what unprofessional means, but you know, it's about really forming this group of just heart-centered people and teaching how to bring in the love, compassion, and the joy, and you know, the energy. It's energy. Everything is energy.
Everything is energy.
We did a whole thing on energy.
All things energy.
All things energy. Still think that's a great idea, by the way. It is. Because everything is
everything
energy.
Is. Especially these beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The crystals.
Right,
yeah. So Sher, talk about the release work you do during the class. I think that would be an interesting kind of tidbit for people to understand or look at or think about if they need this class.
Yeah, it's very special work, and it's very well. It's called subconscious transformational work, and it's very personal. It's very collaborative with the person, but I do it one-on-one. I also do it for the class. So we go through, and everybody has limiting beliefs about themselves. They just do. I'm too this, I'm too that. I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's literally working with people to peel the onion back and figure out where do those thoughts come from? Where are they in your patterning that we need to release them? So literally, I release and delete them with the help of spirit, the spirit, whoever that is for you. And then I also integrate. So I insert and integrate beautiful positive thoughts. So it's releasing negative thoughts and inserting positive thoughts. And this work has been phenomenal for people.
I think it's life-altering for a lot of people.
I've seen that. Actually, it was life-altering for me. I did this work years ago. And the reason was I had a lot of limiting beliefs because of my past and when I grew up. And what I wanted to be able to do is when I started to do this work is I don't want anything of my past influencing what's coming through for that person. So there's no judgment, there's no, thoughts that I have coming in that would change what's coming in for them. So that was very important for me to do this work for myself. And then I started doing it for others. And it's so funny because at first it was just the delete and release, release and delete the limiting beliefs. And then about a year into it, I got another download from Spirit.
I love that.
And basically it was, hey, guess what else you can do with this? And that was to insert and integrate through the person's blueprint. And I'm going to say blueprint matrix, because we're all born with this beautiful blueprint that we already know everything we're supposed to do in life, right?
Our higher self.
Our higher self. It's our DNA. Actually, we know how to breathe automatically. And there's this path that we're going to go on. What happens is that path gets kind of waylaid and muddied along the way. And so, and probably by about the age of 7, you're really starting to really, those are starting to be patterns that you start to, think certain ways about yourself. And so it's been beautiful work. I've had people literally about 2 feet off the ground when they leave my house. It's amazing work. And then they call me later in the day and they're like, I still feel like I'm just flying.
I love
it. Really is beautiful.
Well,
work.
This whole class is supposed to change your perspective. And I feel like with your release work, yes. And then the other thing I like to do too is to teach about self-love and how to love yourself no matter what, and talk about embrace the darkness.
Well, and it sounds like it's easy to do that, right?
Oh,
it's not. And that's where when you can't really have self-love when you have all these patterns of belief about yourself that are so limiting, like I can't do this or that, whatever. And so really I work with a class to release those. And it's been very joyful to watch people's reactions.
And our whole message for the class is to learn how to love yourself, love others, walk with a light heart, check your ego at the door. And it's not easy because, we come in with ego, and you need ego. I mean, it's not like
it's got its place.
Yeah, it's got its place, and your ego needs you, like pushes you forward to do better in life. But it also pushes you to not see the heart sometimes. And so what we try to do is bring clarity to the situations in your life. It's really just a really fun weekend. We talk a lot about energy because energy is everything in our vibration. And with that, I feel like if we don't understand energy, we don't understand when we feel low and what it does to the heart and how we can vibrate up and raise it through music, through thought, through writing. What else? Breathing.
Breath work is really important.
We teach that. There's a lot of great aha moments too.
Yeah.
For people. And I feel what happens after this class is they join the tribe, and the tribe is the last class and our class put together. And we have evenings where we get together and just have a fun night where we all connect, talk about our journey, and support each other and bring kind of just it's
lightness. It's joyful.
It's kind of, I feel magical almost.
It really does. It's nice.
With that, we also you get to go home with a booklet of fun things. And with that, the booklet usually helps you go back and reflect on what we've taught. And of course, you have your tribe's numbers. We always have a 41 or 911 text message. And so it's for people who are, struggling to be connected to themselves or to others. What else would you say would help?
I mean,
why would they take the class, do you think?
Oh my gosh. Just really the biggest thing is to be able to feel into yourself, learn how to be unconditional in your thoughts and judgment. And it's just really important as we continue to navigate through this lovely world that we live on.
Well, let's talk past, present, future.
Yes, that's really important.
Why don't you give a little tidbit on that, puppy?
So there's a lot of people that can't seem to get out of the past, things that have happened to them. And when you stay in the past, you end up getting depression. You start to stay in there and you just don't see the joy in life. You don't see the things in front of you because you're too much in the past.
It's like a movie.
It's like a movie. And it is depression. That does cause depression. Then there's going forward, and you're going way too forward in your thinking, like 5-6 months out, a year out. And that's too much because so many things change in that time frame. And what happens is you start to get anxiety when you're going too much in the future. And then there's being present. And once you can master not being in the past and not going too far in the future, you become aware of what it means to be in the present, which is beautiful. You see life differently when you're in the present because you literally, truly are in that present, like we're right now.
Yeah, I love being. Well, present is such a gift. And it was funny because I had a friend visited who I have not seen in a long time. And she's just the most wonderful person, but she doesn't stay She doesn't call me and say, "What are you doing?" She connects when she connects. Her husband drags her to things, and so we get to see each other then. And she said to me, and it was really poignant. She said, "Carm," she said, "I don't call people because I'm kind of just in my own space." She goes, "But when I get to visit or we spend time together, I'm always present for you." And that is the greatest gift. And that's why I love her so much. We have so much fun because we are stuck right there, right now, here in the present moment. We laugh, we giggle, we talk, we have tears, but we're not living past or future. We're living right here. And to me, it's one of the most joyful places. And she attracts people like crazy when you meet her.
Yeah. It's important to stay present.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So we help you teach what present feels like, what it means, and teach you methods to come back if you're out here or back here or out there.
Right. The transformation work helps with that in this class, because once they can start releasing things that kind of make them think about the past all the time, then they can actually start to stay more present, and then explaining how there's so many forks in the road that you can no way go in the future and really truly know what it holds. As a matter of fact, psychic work and medium work is so different. And when you do psychic work, you're going to see a portion of the future. And even then, you're not guaranteed.
It's not determined.
It's not determined.
Free will.
Right. There's free will. There's so many different ways it can go. And in the mediumship work, you kind of see things from a different perspective, because you're tapping into the higher self and to source. And it gives you just a little bit different view.
Well, like what I'm thinking about is in the mediumship work, the people who have gone up get to see your struggle today clearly. And they also get to see how they hurt you in the past. And it's really funny. I had a really interesting one the other day when I was reading this beautiful woman. Her mother came through, and her mother wasn't present for her for most of her life. She was raised by her grandmother. But her mom said to her specifically, "I am so sorry about age 12. And she said to me to tell her, she goes, "Let her know I felt everything I did to her at age 12, physically, emotionally, and mentally." And this woman told me at that point, she said, "My mother put me in the hospital." And this woman kept reiterating how she felt the pain of age 12. So know that they're seeing everything about you, and they want the best for you. They see the bigger picture, and they're living in the heart up there. And what we're trying to do is to teach you to live in the heart here, so you don't have to say those "I'm sorries."
So true.
Yeah. So I just feel like this class is such an important class. And we also teach intuitive training, which is really fun, because you get really two intuitive people. What's better than one intuitive, but a twofer. Exactly. And so we're going to have that coming up, I believe, in February. We're going to have an intuitive training class again. And it's another fun weekend, so you can go on my website and find that out. Also, I feel like the intuitive training helps you live a better life without anxiety, because you can tap into your heart. That's where your intuitive is. And you can trust what you're getting. And that's what we teach. We teach how you perceive, how to take the message in, what it means, and how to move forward, and how to trust what you're feeling.
Trust is the biggest word in this work that we do. Trusting self and trusting the universe and source, the divine.
Well, and I think living in the heart, you have to trust.
You really do.
Your heart makes a decision and you just go with it, don't you think?
Yes.
My best decisions have always been made in my heart, not my head. My worst decisions have usually been with ego involved and fear.
Exactly.
So, but, Sher, I hope, do you have anything to say, what else you'd like to say about the intuitive or the heart class?
I think that it's so important right now for humanity to really start taking a look at their lives and really tapping into source. And it's very important to have that trust and belief. And, we're not religious. I don't want to say that we're going down a religious path, but it's a very spiritual path. So Carm and I are very Christ-based. Always. And, that's the love.
But we
love consciousness.
And we honor all faiths, non-faiths. Really, it's not I bring my faith for me to walk forward, but we honor your faith or your non-faith. I don't really care. And that's how I do my readings too.
Yeah.
You know?
And just opening up that way with people also it's more comfortable.
Insight. And it's insight.
It is insight. It's really nice. And I just think that right now it's the best time to start working on self.
And 23, it's coming in. And we're going to,
yes.
to me, if you take the heart class on the weekend of the January 21st and 22nd, I think you'll start your year out right, and you'll do more things for yourself, and you'll see self-growth, and you'll have a smile on your face. And also the other thing I think, living in the heart, you attract people,
yes.
you attract grace and goodness into you. It becomes magnetic. And like for me, I feel like people walk up to me all the time and talk to me, unless my light's off. I sometimes do turn my light off because I might be tired. So that's something that is a great benefit of living in the heart. People want to be around you and saying, don't invite her, because, Debbie Downer. So.
Well, I'd like to share one other thing.
Yeah.
And this, we were talking about this earlier, and I think it's really important because we're saying live in the heart space. And we want people to think from the heart mind and versus the head mind, which is the ego. And everybody's always like, well, what does that mean? How do you do that? And there's a really simple little trick that I tell my clients. And when we do our class, we tell our class, it's like, when somebody is like not being nice to you and you want to stay in your heart space, just very casually put your hand over your heart. It redirects your attention to your heart.
Yeah.
And they don't know what you're doing. And so just do that because it reminds you to come from that space versus your head space.
Well, like I pat
I know.
mine
Sometimes
a little
I
bit,
do that too.
So if you see me patting and I'm talking to you.
I'm trying to get there.
But, also, I think that is so important.
It is
because
important.
really, a lot of times when you're attacked or you feel like you're being attacked, it really isn't about you. It's about them. And if you can step away from the situation and look at the bigger picture and bring compassion and not have your ego come back like, hard to do. I still struggle with that, especially in my relationships. Sometimes especially your family, you just like, what? So pat away.
Yeah, these classes are great for us to do. It keeps us remembering that this is where you need to be.
I'm taking a class every time, and it helps me strengthen a little bit.
So good.
So with that, Sher, anything else to say before we sign off?
No, I just think that getting to know yourself in a different way and learning about intuition and your heart, it does nothing but make you a better person.
So we invite you to sign up. We only have, I think, 5 more seats available.
5 more seats, yeah.
And it's going to be a fantastic class. And the people already signed up. I can already see the magic in it. All different walks. Don't be afraid. Be fearless. Step into our heart class. And I want to thank Sherry for being here today and taking the time. And you'll see how much fun we have too. Yes, we have fun. We have food fests and all that on the weekend. So please sign up. We look forward to helping you walk the path of the heart. Yes. With that, Carm and
Sher
out. Peace.